Welcome back to Behind the Music. This is our fifth episode. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, our fifth episode. You know what I mean? Today's track is Pain. Again, just like with the Downtrodden, I wanted the beat to really sound like what the track was going to be about. So it had to be grimy. It had to be dark. You know what I mean? And like I said, the whole concept of this album is the Downtrodden. So this song in particular is geared towards those who's in that isolated, dark place. You know what I mean? And so the beat wasn't really complicated. You know what I mean? But the lyrics had to be really personal to those who's going through that dark time. So I do talk about suicide. I do talk about being at the edge and wanting to jump off. You know what I mean? So the pain lyrics cut down to the core of what the Downtrodden is about. You know what I mean? So it reaches out to those who's really at the end of that rope and thinking about just letting go. You know what I mean? So the first two verses is I'm diving into that pain with you. You know what I mean? And I'm letting you know, I know what you're going through. You know what I mean? I've been through depression myself. You know what I mean? And I had to fight my way out of it, man. And it wasn't an easy process. You know what I mean? And I got into that depression state what seemed like in the most sickest of ways, man. It just kind of just slid me down into that dark spot, you know what I mean, in my life. This is back in like 2010, 2011. You know what I mean? Marriage was going through a lot of stuff. I was on my BS, you know what I mean? And so I allowed the devil to manipulate me in ways that's unfathomable that I can see now, you know what I mean? But back then I thought I was just living my best life, you know what I mean? So I dealt with depression. I even talk about it on the song Understand. That was actually the track that talked about that depression. But yeah, the pain, man, the first two verses I'm laying out the things that people are going through, you know what I mean? But in the third verse, just like in scripture, you know what I mean? There's always a final way out, regardless of the situation. The Lord gives you warnings. He gives us the judgment of what happens if we continue on that path. But he also gives us that but if you know what I mean? That open window to escape that situation. So the third verse is that open window for those going through pain, man. And in normal fashion, I recorded this one in Florida. Florida was a very interesting session of the core themes of this album, and I designed it that way for a reason because, like I said, I met Joey in Berkeley, and me and him kicked this off so well. So I knew that once we got in that space together, that things would come together like they should. You know what I mean? So I reserved them tracks just for that session, and so I had bits and pieces again because I did have that beat a little while, just like I had Castaway, and so I had bits and pieces, especially the hook, because it's pain and the rains and the strong and the brave and the long of the slaves and the clays and the grave. I had that for like a year, just replaying in my head over the year, and so it came time to finish fleshing out the hook. Again, I called on Chris Hall for that, you know what I mean? Because I know what her voice sounds like on different things, and so I called her to do that for me, you know what I mean? And so she did that. I wrote the lyrics. Like I said, I don't really have a recorded situation here, so I used this lavalier mic, you know what I mean, to record a rough reference for her. And that's how that came about. Hold on, let me turn off this air. Okay, I'm back. That heater took forever to turn off, man. But we was talking about pain, man. I hope I'm picking up where I left off at. But so that track was recorded in Florida. Like I said, I really geared those sessions for Florida for a reason. You know what I mean? So I brought it back to the crib, cleaned up the audio for it, got it all cleaned up, and then I went back into the production side and added those extra elements to the beat that I felt it needed. You know what I mean? That's how pain came along, man. So for those who's going through that dark place, that dark time in their lives during the happiest time of the year, pain is definitely for you, man. You know what I mean? Listen to it. Just don't passively listen to it, actively listen to what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And you get to understand that what you're going through, other people's going through too. And together we can go through these things together. You know what I mean? And come back out through that open window in verse 3. You know what I mean?